Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm sorry, I'm trying to put my headphones on. Completely forgot to put these things on. Hello, hello, hello. Waiting for the sound to come in. All right, there we go. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you doing today? It's well, actually, I just made it because it's 12:01 p.m. So it's just turned noon time. It would have been good morning, but it's not. So okay. Does my voice sound robotic? For a second there, I thought it did. Does it? Testing. No, I think I'm good. Okay, we're good. Make sure the air is on me because it's going to be a warm day. 77 degrees outside. It's not as cool as I'd like it to be. I took a little trip to Tallahassee this past Thursday. I was there Thursday through Saturday night. I got back Saturday night late, like 11 o'clock or something. It was an unexpected trip. My daughter had to go back for her job, and it's not like a regular. She works with a veterinarian, animal doctor, and a specific type of veterinarian, and she couldn't get the week. She usually just works on the weekends, so she tried to get the weekend off, but there's nobody to replace her, so she unfortunately had to attend. And so she had come home the week before, and then she's like, "Dad, I got to go back to work Friday and Saturday." I'm like, "Oh crap!" So I said, "Well, I'm not gonna. It's technically about a 6.5 hour drive." So I told her I would just drive her. So I drove her. I got a hotel room. I stayed in the hotel while she worked, and then I had to check out. This is funny because we got there Thursday. We had to do some school stuff first. She had to turn in some papers and whatnot. So we got there Thursday. I would say Thursday night. Friday morning was busy. We had breakfast. We had a good time. We spent a little time together, and then she went to work, and then I hung out at the hotel for the Friday, which was fun. And then Saturday, I had to check out by noon. So I got them to extend my noon checkout to about midday or so, about 1 o'clock, I should say. And so I'm like, okay, cool. So I checked out. But the problem was she actually was scheduled to work till 7 o'clock that night. And then we were going to leave. We were going to drive home. So I sat in the lobby after checking out at the hotel just with my computer and, playing on the internet and playing games or whatever I could just to pass the time. And luckily, she got out at about a little bit after 5. So it was a lot better. But yeah, I mean, it was like 5 or 6 hours. What was it? 5? Yeah, 5 or 6 hours just hanging out there in the lobby. It was a freaking boring. I hate to say it. It was like, oh, and they had Christmas music playing the whole time in the lobby. So here I am listening to the same Christmas music over and over. I'm like, oh my, I'm going to lose my mind. So, and that was that. But anyway, so we made it back home last night. I mean, not last night, Saturday night. And I got a new toy. And so this is what today's coffee and chat and work is going to be all about, because I need to watch these videos. I'm looking for videos to learn. I picked up a new. Hold on. I gotta turn it on. Okay, so this is cool because I managed to put my iPad on it. So if I go to once I start using it, I'll be able to do this. Let me see if I can turn it on here. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, here it is. So once I start using it, it is an engraver. This is the actual face, the plate where you'll engrave on. It's a laser engraver and a cutter. So it cuts and with like freaking lasers. So it's pretty cool. It's called the F2, and we'll look at it in a moment in the videos and stuff. But what I did was once we start using it and we get familiar with it, because I've only done one thing. I did this. I did this card as an example. This is on metal, so there it is. So I don't know if you could see that. Yeah, somewhat you can see it. Okay, focus. Damn it. Anyways, um, so I'm going to be able to do that, but I need to learn first. There's a couple of questions I have, and I want to look at some videos. So I figured today's work day, I'm going to look at some videos. We'll do some chatting, and we'll get your information on it. But that's pretty cool. This is like, they do the welcome one. You know, they tell you, do this welcome one. And so you do that. And then I said, okay, what if I just put my name on it instead? So I did that. And it's on a little thin metal card, black. So that's pretty cool. You know how long that took? Like 13 seconds. I think it was like 12 seconds, but it's 13 seconds, man. Zzz, and done. So anyways, so we set up the iPad over there to watch it. So when we actually start using it, we're going to be able to see it in action. So that's going to be content, man, right there. Of course you made a laser cam. Of course I would. What's up, Brink? I mean, why wouldn't I? That's content. That's better content than me. So anyway, so we will get back to that once we start using it. Definitely got to watch videos. Let me turn that off for now. It goes on standby. What's really great is originally, I had set it up with my laptop. I'll show you the setup. I took a picture and put it on Discord. Where the hell's my Discord? Oh, I have it closed. Got my legendary cup of coffee. Thank you. Not as much sugar on this one today. So let me show you, because when I saw it in the videos and on the like advertisements and stuff, and like when I was looking at it online, it really looked a lot bigger than I thought it would be. You know, it really did look a lot bigger than it actually is. So let me go to Artsy Fartsy. So I'll make this, can I make this big? Yeah, I can do that. All right, excuse the mess. But originally, let's go ahead and switch to desktop. I think it's 1. Yeah, that's fine. So originally, yeah, that's my laptop. And by the way, that's not a gigantic 20-inch laptop or anything. That's a regular 15. Is it 15? Yeah, it's a regular standard laptop. That's the Asus ROG or something. I can't remember. But anyways, so that's the laptop. That's what it is right there. Yeah, it's literally. It's literally 12 inches in height. I just put the ruler on it. The air purifier is bigger. It is. The air purifier is about 13 inches bigger, but it's also wider. It's wider. I had to get the purifier because I did read that there was a lot of people talking about like, hey, there's certain, like if you're doing leather or certain plastics, they let out some toxic fumes and it could be dangerous to your health or they could kill you. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to mess with that. And I was originally going to set it up outside. Look at this. Look how little. This thing is so little. I was originally going to set it up outside and do it like in the patio area. But then I'm like, no, I want to do it here in the lab. So I set up the laptop and I went ahead and installed the actual software onto it. And it's connected by USB. Now, I first have to say is like, I've been really nervous about using this thing. Like, I've been like, oh my God, I hope I do it right. I don't want to mess up, you know? And like, I'm excited and I'm nervous at the same time. It's new. And I'm like, I want to make sure I use it right. I want to, you know, it's like the whole learning process. I think you need to start referring to your room as the lab. I think you're right. So it's not the den, it's the lab. But anyhow, so I set it up on the laptop. It's connected by USB. These two, the purifier is connected to the xtool and they're automatic. So as soon as you start doing something, it's going to then turn the purifier on and everything gets sucked into there. And it's freaking cool. It's got like a double freaking filter. It's so awesome. Anyhow, then I realized I could actually do it on Wi-Fi. I could actually connect it Wi-Fi. So I installed the software on my desktop here on the main one. And it's amazing. You know, now I can connect to it directly. So yeah, this is going to be, yeah, that's the card right there. That's what I just showed you. That's the engraving. whatever it is. I don't. I guess, but it's freaking cool, man. 12 seconds. Anyhow, so now I can actually work from here, from this desktop, and send it over there. It's so cool. So many gadgets and doohickeys in the lab now. I know, and it's just gonna get better. Now I have I have the print. I have the big giant print machine over here. Wait, can I turn off? Let me turn off my camera. Turn this one off. Yeah. Okay. So over here, why is this light off? I mean, that's not any better, but okay. So right here next to the katana sword is the mini katana sword, is the little one, and the little wardcraft thing. This is the actual the printer, the Epson P900 Sure Color, whatever it is. It prints as wide as 17 inches, so that's awesome because I've got like paper that's 17 by 22 or something like that. So there's the print shop. Then now we have the freaking the laser engraving center over there, and obviously we have the that one's off right now, but that's the other project machine back there. So yeah, definitely it's turned into a lab. And I want to get some more desks. I need more big giant desks. It's not like I don't have enough monitors in this freaking room. So yeah, it's exciting, man. I can't wait. I can't wait till I start being able to use it, and then you guys can actually see stuff. So today we're gonna learn. But yeah, it's so anyhow. I wanted to set it up here. I could do it Wi-Fi. I set up the I did the install of the software on this machine, so therefore everything is gonna work directly off of here. The software is pretty. This is kind of what I'm gonna look at because the software itself is pretty cool. It's pretty simple. Let me see if I can get desktop too. All right, so this is the software, and it's called xtool Studio. What file types does it? So that's what I want to show you. It's so here's when I did this. I did templates. Well, let me go through this first. Hold on. Let me go to home. So here they show you like, you know, these are some trending now, recommended projects. You can pick. They've got a bunch of projects here you can actually look at and be like, oh, is it compatible with my machine? And then you look to see, and you look for your machine, and it says, yes, it is. There it is. There's my machine there, the xtool F2, 15 watt or 15W, whatever. So yes, so I can actually do that. So if I want that, then I can go ahead and open it in a project and use the basswood, plywood, whatever. And there we go. So anyway, so the first page is kind of like the home screen. You can look through recommended projects and whatever. The MySpace is basically where you save everything, not MySpace like the old days. And then you have templates. Now templates, this is where you can filter out for, there's some to sell, like they sell some for like 99 cents, $2.99, depending. Like people are selling their actual templates, but there's a lot of free ones. So if you take this and you filtered out anything that is premium, so you say free projects, now you'll only see those. Then here's the other thing. Here's the files. By the way, it's behind me. Let me move my camera so you guys can see this. I'm going to go to this corner down here. It doesn't matter. Okay. So if you look here, and I know this is probably small, so I'll read it to you. But once you do free projects, then you can choose what kind of material you want to use and the included files. So the files that it has here are XCS, SVGs, PNGs, JPEGs, JPGs, DXF, which I know that's a cutting file, STLs, and OBJs, which I believe is object file, but whatever. So those are the different files that actually can be used in here. So you could use a DXF. It uses a lot of files. I know I was surprised. So it uses PNGs and JPEGs. So I was like, awesome. But here's my problem that I have. So when I look at some of these projects, and let's say we're going to look at this. Let's just grab this one as an example. So I look at this project here, and I think to myself, first of all, why I'm looking at these is for the specific reason of trying to see what the file is going to look like. And why do I want to know that? Because I want to know how to create my own files. So by looking at this here, and I'll make this bigger, it's basically showing it to me as it's black on white, image. So that's all it is. So maybe it doesn't even have to have the white. It just has to be a PNG without anything other than the actual the design itself. However, here's my questions. And this is where I'm kind of like, I need to see it in action, and I need to look at some videos and people doing it and look at the files that they're using. Because, for example, you see how in the grapes there's white, like there's the shading, so there's white in it. And obviously there's white out here in the actual, corners on the background. So I guess my question is, if there's white, does that mean that it's going to, I guess I have to understand between the engraving and I guess embossing. I guess there's probably two different things. The machine software probably ignores white. And that's what I'm thinking. But if you reverse it, then it does the white. So there's embossing and then there's engraving. And obviously it's trying to understand, like, I guess it comes down to what material you're using. So if I'm using, let's say I'm using wood and I want to do a carving in it. I want to like carve out to make this image the way they, instead of, let me close this out. Instead of the way they did it here, this is more of a, I guess this is a, no, there's some carving. You see how it cut out. I wish I could show this to you bigger, but I can't. So this is like grooved in there. So it's understanding how to set it up. Yeah, and so that's where for me, I'm trying to understand how the design is made, because obviously I'm not going to use people's templates. And yes, I can go and buy, I can go and purchase cut files from Brink, and they'll probably just be easy, just throw them in and they're ready to go. But Brink, what's the name of the shopping? Is it the Smarty Pants? This is Smarty Pants design on Etsy, right? So I'll look at that site later, but those I think are going to be easy because those are basically black outlines. And so it's a matter of just putting it in there, deciding whether it's going to be cut into it or if it's just going to be freaking engraved. So I'm trying to understand how to make the file and what will actually appear. But then I think on top of that is the idea of the settings will depend on what type of material you're using. And also the settings will depend on, I think that's it, on what material you're using. For example, here's a rock coaster. And they did an image on it. I'm just grabbing this random image. So they actually put this image on a rock coaster. So I'm guessing this is just a PNG. Good morning. Here, put you on TV for a bit. Nice. Oh, I gotta turn my light on, don't I? I'm like in the dark here. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. I was in the dark. So this is, I think, a regular PNG. So I would want to see, like, what is the file that they're giving? Oh, here it is. So here's the file that they're using. So they used a regular file. And I guess when you pick the material, it knows what to do. Again, I'm just picking a random image just to check. Let me look at another one. Now, obviously, the cut files I understand because those are basically going to cut the little shapes out. Let me see. I'm trying to find. Okay, this is a simple one. Joy to the World. It's also in one of those rocks, slate. I guess they're called slate coasters. They don't show you what the actual image. Oh, here it is, right here. So it's black. So technically, it is like yours. So if I go to your Etsy one, let me read this for a second. Maybe can't use files with white JPEG on certain projects. Then I would think that it only grabs, like, for example, for these slate ones here, like this, let's grab this Merry Christmas one. I think for something like this, you have to use black on white, and it won't do the white. It'll just do the black. So it's going to be like your files. So if I go to let me go to your place for a second. Let's see. Is it Smarty Pants? It's Smarty Pants design. Oh, hold on. What the fudge? Okay, let me. I'll look it up easier. I have it. I have it. I'm following it, but I guess I'm not following it with this account. I have too many accounts. Okay, I found you. Yeah, for Smarty Pants Design US. Okay. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is Brink Shop. If you are if you're doing cutting, I'm sorry, if you're doing any type of laser engravers, laser machines, cutting machines, you know, Cricut, whatever you're using, you need some files. You're looking for some designs. Smarty Pants Designs US basically is the way to go. So it's on Etsy. You can easily find it. Real easy. There you go. He gave us a link. Thank you very much, brother. So he's got like everything in here. So let me look at, for example, New Year's, just because it's New Year's. So you see how yours are exactly what they're going to be. This is the design there. Let's use this one. Cheers to the New Year's. And it's basically a black on white. It's going to be black on white, by the way, guys. I know it looks because he's putting it on a mock-up, but it's basically just black writing. That's all it is. It's a cut file. So if I put that in, then that means that it would come out like this. It would be in this white on this thing. And see, that's easy to understand. Those are easy to understand. So any file that I grab from Brink's Place, Smarty Pants Design US, will be in that fashion. So let's look at all for a second. I'm just going to scroll down for a moment. So yes, to see these would all work really well. Like I could do this on anything. These I understand. It's only when it comes to doing anything that has, I guess it doesn't matter as long as it's black on white. Now I need to look at how a color one comes out. We're gonna have to look. They come in 6 file types. Awesome. Yeah, they do, don't they? Let me see. Yes, you have them in multiple file types. This one's an SVG. Yeah, here it is. SVGs, DXFs, PNGs, PDFs, JPEGs, and EPSs. All zipped up. 6 file types. Nice, man. Look at that. Freaking Smarty Pants Designs, US. That's where I'm going to go. So as soon as I figure out what the hell I'm printing, I'm going to be searching through your category of stuff. Good to go. All right. The link is in there for you guys to follow it. Okay, perfect. So this is kind of making some starting to make me feel a little better. So I think once I'm waiting for my materials to get here. As soon as they get here today, because they're going to be getting here, then I'll be able to start testing some things. I'm trying to look at intricate designs. You know what? Let's look at a couple of examples. So anyhow, so this is the templates. You can bookmark some templates. You can also look at materials, and they have different materials that they offer that you can buy directly from them. Here's a white scratch paper. Here's the black metal business card. They're very thin, by the way. They almost feel like plastic, but you can make it on thicker ones, obviously. Holographic self-adhesive vinyls. I mean, there's so many. They said you can work on about 300 different types of material. It probably has profiles for materials, sort of like printers have profiles. Yes, it does. So I'm going to show you that. I have some simple Christmas label designs you could try. Cool. Let me look here. So again, black acrylic. I know we have one of these that we can try out, but look at the black acrylic, man. That's freaking awesome. The stuff that this can do, man. Let's see. So they sell some things here. They have other stuff. All right, so that's that. Now, when you go to your studio and you are going to do one of these, this is where you design. You choose whichever one you're going to use. Like, for example, let me just click here for a second. These are all the different freaking machines that xtool has and that this software uses. And you can choose any of these if you have them, and that way your design layout changes. So here's the layout of what I was showing you earlier. This is where it's going to go ahead and print. And then there's a save button. Obviously, there's a save button. There's a click to upload to MySpace, which is the cloud, so you can keep all your stuff together. Just saying hi, no problem, man. Good to see you. Busy day working. Yeah, same here. I'm gonna be learning about this stuff, but good to see you, Matrix. We should talk soon. We'll talk. We'll talk. Wow. All right. So anyway, so here there's an import file. You can use this to import a file like a PNG, a JPEG, any of those files, or you can simply drag them in. So that's one way of doing it. I'm not gonna do that now. Text wise, you basically click on text. You put I don't know why my family is screaming out there. They're women. You know, it's like it's crazy. They're right next to each other, but they're screaming at the top of their lungs, having a regular conversation. They're not fighting. It just drives me nuts. So anyway, so here, let's say I was going to use hello. I could actually change the font to any font I want. And obviously that is a huge font. But what's cool is, let's say I did want to use that one, but it's huge. I then go over here. I'm going to close the fonts out and I can make it smaller. And here's what's the other cool thing. If I want to make it small, let's say I do it like that. I'm like, wow, that's huge. And then curving it is as easy as doing this. Crazy, right? Now, what if I wanted to change it? I wanted to write my Nordwolf instead. Perfect. And then let's say we can make that a little smaller. There it is. And if I didn't want it as curved, I can just uncurve it or curve it again or curve it this way. And if I want to really curve it, I can do that. So there you go. It's crazy. So it's really easy to use text. Now, if you want to center it, but remember, when you're going to do this, it's going to give you a preview of, let me back up. One of the things that this, and when we start working it, you'll see it. One of the things that this machine has that the F1 did not, because this is the F2, is you can actually see exactly what you're going to put it on. So it takes a picture of the base where you have your little material on, and so then you can actually put it in place where you want it and all that stuff. It's really cool. So once that's done, I don't like how it curves. Oh, well, it depends on the lettering. Obviously, this lettering is probably not the best for curving. But yeah, but I mean, and by the way, you don't have to do this here. You can do this in Photoshop or Illustrator, whatever, and you can decide then to import the file in. So it's not like you're stuck using this software. But for anybody that doesn't have Photoshop or Illustrator or anything else, or they don't like to use Canva, you could do this right in here and choose whatever font you want, and you can upload your fonts. Can you adjust the letter tracking? I haven't gotten that far, but I am guessing maybe. I think so. So we'll play with that later. But yes, I believe you can. But the important thing is that you're not tied to using this interface for design layout. This is only if you don't have any other design tools. I personally have Photoshop and Illustrator, so I would make my stuff somewhere else and then I would bring it in. So that's what I would do. But this is great if I wanted to do something quick and I didn't have access to those programs for whatever reason, then I could do it in here. One of the things that I want to do with this is I want to go to arts and crafts shows, and I want to get a vendor table and bring this along. And this obviously is once I'm comfortable with doing this, and have little templates already made with a little design and maybe a person's name or something. And let's say that I wanted to hold on. Let's change this font to something better. Let's go to handwriting. Let's say I was doing like little dog chains or whatever. I'm trying to find a good one here. Something scripty. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to try any one. I'm not going to do it. I just want to show it to you. Okay, let's just use that one. All right, so let's say I use that Bilbo whatever one. And I could set up a template once I have all the design layout out. And by the way, there's like elements and stuff. So if you want to go here to not templates, sorry, elements. And then let's say you want to do hearts. Let's see if I can find any hearts. Yeah, see, these come out in color, and I think you can actually do them in color when you do it in a metal. But let's just grab a simple heart, something like this. And let's say maybe you want to do, maybe you want to put it in a heart. I don't know. I'm just throwing out something just for fun. So let's say you do something like that, and then you have a template, and it's a little heart charm or whatever. You could actually set this up and just put in and you can, by the way, again, you don't have to use any of their elements, you don't have to use any of their stuff, you can create this on your own. But I would like put a file in, but I would put in the writing from here. Why? Because let's say somebody comes in to the craft shop or the craft vending table, and they're like, oh, I like that little heart charm, could you put my dog's name on it? I'm like, sure, absolutely. And then I can go in and I can say, you know, I'm going to do a Milo, and then perfect, it's all set to go, boom, send it to print. And they'll be like, oh, could you make it a little bit bigger? Absolutely, I can do that for you. All right, I'll do that. Boom, set it out. 12 seconds later, it's done. So that's what's great about being able to have this available, is that you can then say, they're like, oh, you know what, can you do some, do you have other fonts I can select? Absolutely. And then maybe you have like only 10 fonts that they can choose from. And then you say, yeah, I can do that. You know, maybe they want something more simple, something along the lines of, you know, big giant blocky letters. So you do that. And they're like, yeah, that's perfect. That's what I want. And then that's it. Boom, it's done. So that's why it's cool that this is there. I would definitely use this for the text part. I don't think I would use this for the design part. I don't think I would sit here and create a design unless I'm using. I can go ahead and get rid of this, get rid of this, and then I could save that as a template. By the way, unless I'm going to use one of their templates, then I would use this. Like maybe it's Christmas time, and somebody wants, and I'm doing these little. This is so cute. Well, I don't even want to click on this, but just to show you what this looks like. So maybe I'm doing these little things here. Well, this is a template. So once I open this up, I can change the name. Everything else stays the same. Send it to print on a little piece of wood. It cuts it out. I put it in a little baggie for them. Boom. Thank you for shopping. There you go. You know, whatever. $5. I mean, like, it's crazy. So, so this design studio is really good for doing stuff like that, quick stuff that's templated. Once you have it ready, you're good. But it doesn't prevent you from creating your own designs, which is what I want to do on Photoshop, or like I said, InDesign, or even AI. Drop it into Photoshop afterwards, create the file, and then bring it in here. So that's great. So that's my vision for this. What else does it have? Obviously, it has lines, rectangles, circles, polygons, stars, vectors, whatnot. We already looked at this. It has a bunch of clip art. The clip art reminds me of old school Corel Draw. Yeah, it has a bunch of different stuff. And that's the other thing. If you have, I still have my Corel Draw, I don't know, 125,000 clip arts. If you want to throw that in here, you can. But it's old. But it's a silhouette. So anything that you have that you want to use, you can throw it in here. So they have lots of stuff in here to choose from. Let's see what else. What's this other one? Applications. Okay. Let me check the door. Hold on, because I think my package got here. So I think. Okay, sorry about that. Oh, my wife buys our dog collars from a guy on Etsy that does just this. Laser engraves a metal tag that gets riveted to the collar. Boom, done. Oh, that is awesome. So so there's a lot of application. Now this area, this is what I wanted to look at before I start looking at videos. There is there's a way of doing a grid, and with the grid array, which means I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that means you have multiple, like to create a grid array, and so you have multiple of the same ones. That's awesome. Uh, I don't know why there'd be a circular one, but same thing. Material test, we're not going to do that. Code generation, this is for doing the QR codes. So if you put in a QR code, it would actually make the QR code for you. So that's great for business cards, for promotions, anything like that. Maybe even a scavenger hunt or whatever. I mean, I could totally use that. Smart nesting, I have not messed with yet. So we're gonna learn about these in a moment. There's a video that talks about these. Let's see. There was another one. Okay, this is the one. So can I click on this? Earrings generator. This actually cuts out wooden or metal. I think it does metal, probably, but wooden for sure. Earrings. Like, like freaking crazy. Look at this. So that's crazy. So I could do freaking earrings. What is this? I don't understand. The exploded view. Oh, I don't want to see that. Like these are novelty, obviously. That is so nuts. Oh, the wolf one. So you can do earrings. All right. So the earrings generator, I thought it was pretty cool. And you can even once you have, now this is the crazy second part crazy. Once you cut these out, you can actually put a design on them too. So if you wanted to put a little design on them, you could do that. Look at the freaking skull. That's nuts. Anyways, that's just it's crazy. All right, let me get out of here. I'm just thinking like ornament wise, you can do this. So let me look at the other one. So there's another one. Where's the applications? Okay. Keys chain generator. Same thing. Keychains. There's already templates for all these different keychains. Change to people's names. Little doggy ones. It's crazy ideas, right? And I mean, it's not limited to these, but right now that's what it's showing. And I think it changes over time too. But again, you can make your own and design them the way you want and then use those. Let me go one more. Let's see. Oh, now this one blew my mind. This is a box generator. So what if you wanted to just have this, like make this box? Well, it actually will do it. This is the layout. It would cut out these pieces and then you would put them together. Is that insane or what? It's like done. It would just do all these pieces, then they cuts them out, and then you put them in a bag and you ship them out, and like there you go, put the box together, or you put it together for people. Here's another one. This is just a little. Actually, I could use something like that. That just sits on your desk. Let's look at this one. Let me see the design of it. That's another cool little box. There's the cutout file. So the xtool is safe for indoor use too. It is, as long as you have a purifier. If you have that purifier, everything goes through that filter, everything's cool. So yes, it is safe to use indoors, as long as you use the purifier. It is not recommended to use it indoor. Well, no, they tell you don't. Because don't use it indoors without it having a place to vent out of. Like you have to vent it out of a window or something like that, or use it in your garage or whatever. But it is it's this one's like this, what I've seen so far, very little smoke, very little anything. So it depends on the material also. But it's yeah, as long as you have that purifier, you're good to go. There, it is not a fire. This one's not a fire hazard, depending on what material you're using, and that's why you have to follow recommended materials. You follow the proper settings, and of course, when you do it, you're right there. Now it has an immediate shut off button. It has a button on the side. It's an emergency stop button. And obviously, they do also recommend, there's a little safety thing that you have to actually watch before you use this. It actually makes you watch it. They say that it is recommended to have, obviously, a fire extinguisher near you. So just in case. Are you not putting it in the garage? No, it's in my office. It's over on the side. I can't put it in my garage currently. Eventually, I will be setting up a or work area in the garage, but currently I can't do it. So, and for what I'm going to be doing, which is smaller stuff, it's not really a big hazard, and I'm not doing like crazy plastic things or anything like that. But it's nuts that this actually does it. Anyways, so these are applications that are already set up here. A puzzle. Oh, here's another one. I didn't see this one earlier. This is a puzzle generator. It's, I mean, are you kidding me? I can do a wooden puzzle? Hate to be a joy killer, but they want to talk to insurance agents. But may want to talk to insurance. No, it's fine. I'll talk to one. But I'm not, like, again, I'm not using it heavily. And if I do start, I will actually put it like doing the workstation, but it's not one of the big ones. Let's just say that. Yeah, I did get the air purifier. That was important. That's why I didn't even connect. I was here Saturday. I did not hook it up until the purifier came in on Sunday. This is crazy that it actually, you can do a puzzle. Columns and rows. You can change the amount of columns and rows. You can put an image on it. Boom, you're done. That's nuts. That's pretty neat. Anyways, good stuff. We just don't need another Florida man news story just saying, no, it's fine. I completely, I listen, I'm with you. I completely understand. The other thing, it's, so there's two small lasers on it. There's one laser, and then there's a, I forgot what it's called, but there's two lasers on it. And I watched as it did it on the one material I did, and it was fine. I think where it gets concerning, and I'll show. We're gonna look up some videos now. But anyways, I wanted to show you that. By the way, it also has AI, and you can have it create AI for you. Like, hey, I need this, and it will create it. But it's by tokens, and so the tokens, each creation costs 6 credits or 6 tokens, and so you have to buy more. It comes with 200. I'm not going to be using that. I'll use my own. I already pay for my own. I don't see why I would pay for this. What a time to be alive in. Imagine if we had these tools when we were kids. I'd be making stuff with lasers. I know, right? That's nuts. Well, the thing is, like, for a long time, laser engraving and cutting machines, or at least, cutting into wood, have been around for a while now. But the problem is that they've been so big, like giant machines, or they've been really expensive, or they've been really dangerous. And so therefore, not everybody can have one. And it would be like these big companies that were doing that professionally would have them. But as the years have progressed, the technology has become something where they've gotten safer, and they're not, well, they're still expensive, but they're not as expensive. I mean, you can still buy budget ones, but here's the other thing you got to keep in mind, like when you think about fire hazards and things like that, when you're getting these machines, getting a no name because it's cheaper is not a good thing. And I think that's important to understand. I think that for me, that was important. Like I knew xtool, I had been checking them out for a while. A lot of people use them. There's multiple products. This is their, I don't know, for this particular product, this is their second version of it. They already have the next version. They continue to improve on their products, so they know what they're doing. This is where I felt comfortable with this company, and I said this is who I would buy from. But if you go on Amazon and you look for a laser engraver, you're going to find tons of them. And this machine costs on sale about 1,400. It's not cheap, but I was, you know, after conversations and after thinking, I decided we were going to do it, and it was fine. Could I buy one for less? Yeah, I could totally find one for like half the price, if not less. But the problem is that depending on what you're paying, you could be also paying for a hazard. Like it could be cheaply made. It could burn up. The laser could fall off and start burning everything. I don't know. It could damage you. Who knows what could happen? The bottom line is if you're going to invest in one of these, get a good reputable one. One that is proven, one that is safe, one that, you know, is not just like rinky dinky. It could void your homeowner's policy. All right, now Hyde is getting into a whole legal freaking thing. So now Hyde's gonna have me looking this shit up. I mean, I'm not working with freaking giant laser, but okay. It's not labeled as a business occupation only device. In other words, it's not certified as a can only be at a work location, not allowed in residential communities. It's not one of those. What's up, Juan? You know what's interesting about that is because yes, absolutely, with anything that you do at home, it could lead to, like, for example, if it burns, if I'm using it and it gets on fire and it burns my house down, I'm gonna get my insurance policy will be denied. I mean, my claim will be denied because the fire started from something that should not be being worked at home. Yes, absolutely. But that's kind of like the same thing if my freaking motorcycle gets on fire in the garage because of a faulty whatever, some electrical issue on my motorcycle that I didn't know happened, and it goes off and burns my freaking garage down, then yeah, absolutely it's going to you know mess me up. All right. Well, now I'm going to shut down the project till I talk to an insurance company. So so call an agent and ask about doing a business, adding a biz, I can't pronounce that word, to your plan. Because if you sell items, it's a business item. I mean, would that be the same thing with my printer? I mean, I sell my prints. What if my printer goes on fritz and goes on fire? Should I talk to them about that as well? Okay. All right. Well, there you go. So there's that. Um, putting it on the to-do list. Sorry, I'm reading something. So they sell a fire safety set, auto fire detection, and fire extinguisher, which is but see that's for the big machine. I don't know how the hell that works. See, this is when people this is okay, let me bring this up on the screen so we can look at this together. This is the unit they're talking about. And so these are the machines they're showing. And these are a lot more powerful machines. Exactly. And then it's showing like how after putting out the fire. See, this is for these units here. I don't think they sell that unit. I mean, I could definitely see, but it's basically a detector. But it has a fire extinguisher unit. Replaceable gas bottles. Let's see. And see, it's here for the F2 for the Ultra. They don't have it for the little ones. I'm not telling you these things to kill your joy. No, you've killed it. I'm telling you these things because it matters to protect you and your biz. I understand what you're saying. You still killed it. This was probably, no offense, this probably wasn't the time to tell me this, or you could have just sent this to me in a message. I mean, you totally like took my wind out of my sails on this right now. I'm just like, I guess I'm not gonna watch the videos now. I'm gonna go deal with my insurance company. I'm being, you know me, I'm honest. I'm gonna tell you how you made me feel. It is what I'm a big boy. I can take it, but at the same time, obviously, now you just threw freaking you threw an anchor in my sail, and now I'm kind of like, all right, I guess we're not gonna watch videos. We're gonna go research freaking insurance. That's what we're gonna do. Yeah, I know. I have to do the big boy stuff off stream. That's why, but it's like it was brought up during stream, so now I'm kind of like, now it's you know me, shiny in my head, ADHD. Now it's in my head, and now I'm just like, oh great, I got to figure that out too. Totally derailed me. No, I know why. Like I said, everything she's saying is sound. It's just 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 not the right time. It's just not the right time. It's not like I'm working on it right now. I mean, I'm just trying to find freaking information about it. I mean, see these. This is that's a much more powerful machine right here. This is one of those big ones, which I do not have and I do not want. And I would not put one of these in my house. But here's the thing. They're freaking doing it on paper. I mean, this is like I mean, obviously they're purposely doing it to show it goes off. I'm just seeing. This is the safe. They're showing it off for the big machines. Uh, Laser fire safety test. They're testing it on that. I can't see anything for the F2 fire safety setup. They all seem to be for these. Let me see. See the F1 and the F2 Ultra fire safety. These are for the big machines. Okay, for your xtool F2 safety, fire safety involves never leaving it unattended, maintaining a clean area for free of flammables, yeah, ensuring proper ventilation, and using essential xtool fire safety set with flame sensor and the CO2 suppression for automatic detection, blah, 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 blah. Okay. But see, again, this is for the Ultra. See, xtool fire safety set, crucial for the F2 Ultra. That's the big giant one. This adds flame temp sensors and CO and auto CO2 suppression. Let's see. Yeah, it's not compatible with their X2 fire safety set designed for the Ultra models. Safety recommendation for both models. Regardless of the model, essential fire safety practices must always be followed. Never leave the machine unattended while it's operating. Keep a fire extinguisher nearby. Ensure proper ventilation to manage smoke and fumes. Keep the work area clean. Use the machine in a safe enclosed area. Um, Built-in enclosure helps contain the laser and potentially flames. Follow safety instructions provided by xtool safety courses. Those I was watching. Okay, so they don't have that automated device for the standard F tool. They only have it for um, the ultra versions. Got it. I gotta check my policy to see what it says about this stuff, because I know there's stuff in there. So property, business property coverage. Yeah, it's because of the power of the bigger lasers, even though they're technically the same style of laser or type of laser, it's a lot more, the larger ones are a lot more powerful. Okay. Anyways, all right. So I'll have to look that stuff up. Well, that sucks. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely lower voltage than the big one because the big one cuts through like freaking metal. This one doesn't. This one only cuts up to 50 millimeters of wood, of a specific type of wood. It doesn't say it cuts through metal. I think it only does, like I said, small cuts on wood. I don't even think it cuts through acrylic, but I'd have to check. Um, on this specific one, yeah, it cut as far as cutting through completely. Yeah, make sure you roast them. I'll roast them for sure. Make sure you cut them. Yeah, cross your T's and dot your I's. Yeah. Um, all I'm seeing is dollar signs. More freaking insurance. So this is where, for me, like obviously I'm not even selling this stuff right now. It's like I'm just looking to do this starting for next year. Um, and then this is where now I have to weigh: is it even worth having this machine if I have to now pay an extra premium on my freaking insurance company? And so that's where now I'm like, all right, maybe I should return this thing because I'm like, I don't want to raise my insurance any more than it already is. So now it's like, now having that thought, it's like, all right, I'm glad I always keep the boxes for expensive stuff. So I'm thinking like, well, I'm gonna probably pack this shit up and send it back then because I don't want to pay additional freaking insurance for something that I'm probably gonna be doing once or twice a month. You know what I'm saying? And that's where it's like, what the fuck? Why am I gonna pay an extra premium of freaking insurance if I'm starting out not even going to be doing much on it? So I mean, it's kind of the way I'm seeing it. Cost wise, when you look at adding into the budget, I'm like, I'm not willing to pay more premium on my insurance. So something to think about. I still have my return time is still good. All right, let's see. All right, color engraving, 3D relief, deep black on metal. One's an IR dual power laser, and the other one's a diode. I can't say that. Diode, whatever. It's got the 50 megapixel camera, Portable and safe, compact design with eye protection cover, ready for on-site personalization and small batch runs. Fast and precise, up to 6,000 millimeters per second, making crisp details shorter, user-friendly, pre-assemble intuition operation with live position previewing. Let us see. Stop it, Milo. Why is he barking so much? Vibrant colors on bare metal. Dual power, ultimate materials. Excuse me a second. Okay. All right, let me see. So what else is it? Unlocks 3D embossing, wood, slate, zinc, acrylic, 8 amp power efficiency. Forget about that. Okay, here's where the difference is with these. So here's the big one. Cutting. Okay, the big one that I don't have cuts wood, acrylic, glass, and plastic, and there's some other abbreviations there that I don't know about. The F2 is not as efficient as the F1 Ultra, obviously, because the F1 Ultra is a 20 watt, 20 watt. This is a 15 and a 5. But it cuts brass 0.4 millimeters, stainless steel 0.3 millimeters, and aluminum 0.2 millimeters, according to this. And I know it cuts wood up to 15 millimeters. I'm surprised that it's not listing that here, though. Engraving capacities, it does black marking, 3D embossing, and color engraving. Saturation is low. Let's see, what else? Okay. See, it doesn't, I mean, this is just a quick version. We'll have to look at the, we'll look at more of the details. These are some of the examples that it does. Some of the examples. And okay. So here's another thing that it shows, like when it's working, this is how it works. This is probably good to see. Laser light proof smoke free built in fan. So obviously the smoke stays in this one. This has an exhaust, immediately takes everything out, but there isn't a lot of smoke. Let's see. Cutting brass and wood, 15 millimeters. That's what it says. Basswood. So that's actually better than the former two because the other ones only did 8 millimeters and this one does 15, which is a little bit bigger. Is that it? Okay, let me see what else. Let's look at. So that's the cut. So notice when it cuts, there's like no smoke. That's insane. Black marking, same thing. Color marking. That's pretty cool. 3D embossing. This is the one that probably would be, well, this one takes longer, first of all, but it's burning off all of that stuff with the laser. That's one of the ones we have to try. That's the only one that I would be concerned about because it's basically burning wood off. A few passes, same thing for brass. This one takes 7 minutes 54. That one took 30 minutes. Wow. Stainless steel. Holy crap, 16 seconds. Aluminum. 3 seconds. Silver. 16 seconds, half the time. Titanium. Is that wait, how many minutes is that? Oh no, that's it went into seconds, right? Is it one? Oh, it's missing the little dot. 1 minute 25 seconds. Okay. All right, let's see what else. Does it cut in colors? Do you need to paint this? No, it doesn't. I mean, if the wood is already in color, then no, it does not cut. It doesn't cut in color. You paint them basically. It does a design in color like this one here, but when it cuts, and I think the color is only on metal. It's metal coloring. It doesn't do color on wood or anything else. I think it only does it on the metals. Yeah, the color's only on metals because it's I guess the way it burns it or something. But it doesn't do color on wood. I haven't seen that. So that's interesting. Like because when I see like the metal photo cards, I see that. I have not seen wood that's colored. Let me go back to the examples up here for a second. There was one that was an example here. Let me see this. I've not seen an example of wood colored. No, I'm only seeing the metal. Yeah, you can either pre-paint them and then cut them, or which I really probably wouldn't do that, and I think it doesn't suggest to do that. And the reason why, because some paint could be flammable, and it might burn like the toxins, who knows what. So you cut them and then you paint them. So you run the wood, you run the design, you cut the design, and then you have the separate pieces. Then you paint them, and then you put them together. That's what I've seen most people do, and it would make sense because I think if you cut painted wood, depending on even what paint you use, like let's say you use an acrylic. Acrylic is kind of like it turns into like a latex, right? And so if you burn that, it's going to release some fumes, and it's going to probably burn almost like plastic, I would guess. So that might not be a smart thing. Yeah, it's like plastic. So that wouldn't be good. If it's an oil paint that you use, now that's flammable. And so now you're dealing with that. So I really don't think, and I could look this into, but common sense to me, based on material that I've used, I don't think I would paint it first. You don't paint the wood first, so you cut it first, then you paint it. Because that would be a hazard. That definitely would be a hazard. That's a good question, though, because I think that I'm pretty sure somebody would be like, I wonder if I could save some time by painting it painting the board first, yeah, that's not saving you time. That's causing issues. Let me look up xtool F2 user guide PDF. Let's see if I can find the user guide. Which I have looked through this. I have it. This is basically what came with it. So they do have a quick startup. They have the unboxing, obviously. It came with all of that stuff. I'm trying to see if I can find. I did not see what I'm looking for. I don't remember seeing in the manuals, which is basically materials. This is all set up. Make sure the laser's clean. That's all set up. See, it doesn't really show you much. So I have this other videos. Let me see if I can find them. So these are quick, important pre-laser checklist for beginners. It's amazing though. Hi, by the way, I'm not faulting you for saying any of that stuff. All of the stuff you said about the insurance is valid. I'm not saying it's not. Um, Obviously bigger than I want to think about right now, but it's a good idea to remind me. Thank you. Because I guess I will point out the fact that none of these videos, including their must mandatory pre-watch for safety, like pre-safety watch, none of them talk about homeowners insurance or anything like that. Because it's sold as a hobby item that can be used to make products that you can sell. And that's how it's sold. So nowhere in there does it talk about it doesn't even say make sure you check your business licenses and whatever. So it doesn't talk anything about insurance. So that's pretty interesting because the regular layman that would buy this would not think about that. Yeah. And so that's where, because they're like, oh, it's just a hobby thing. I'm doing it for myself. You know, that's the thing. It's like, now, if you, and this is where I guess if you get really into the rabbit hole of thinking about stuff that you buy in your home that could malfunction and cause a fire or cause harm to someone in your home, there would be insurance will find a reason to not pay that claim by pointing the blame on that device and not having maintained that device. So there's always going to be something. Now, the difference between that and what we're talking about is that if you are running a business, even if you don't like, I'm not doing an LLC with this right now because it's so minimal that it's not there yet. But this year it did better, so now I'm looking at this for this coming year whether or not I'm going to change that mindset. And if I do, then yes, now you're running a business out of your home, and therefore there's certain things like having computers running all day long. What if they get on fire? You know, oh, they're your business computers, and so now I'm in trouble. So yeah, so all of those things matter. So now, yes, all of these, when you start thinking that way, all of these devices that you purchase for your business are now liabilities to your insurance policy, your homeowner's insurance policy. And that's really the way it works out. You know, I love you and yours. It's in my nature to do what it takes to put you all in safest. But no, absolutely. And I understand it. I just kind of didn't really want to hear that right now. But I know what you're saying. It's just kind of like, just, you know me. The minute you give me something, I'm going to listen to it and I'm going to put it in my head. And then it just kind of like throws me off. So not your fault. I mean, it's just, that's just the way I am. So I get it. What's up, Loco? Good to see you. But yes, but now that mindset is for this coming year, I got to change it up. Because if I'm doing better, and I am doing better this year than I did last year. I did a lot more sales this year, and I made more money this year than I did last year for sure. Selling a higher caliber of item that had a better profit margin. So now moving into this next year where I'm going to implement this tool into it, I expect that it's going to, this is my expectation, and I think I'm 80 to 90% sure of this, closer to 90. This will elevate my sales because I'm going to be able to offer a personalization, a physical product that I can actually manage and create myself. So I think it's going to open the possibility of more sales and increasing the shop. So that's where, and also business opportunities locally. So I think because of that, now I have to look at doing the LLC for the businesses. I would tell you that I have much more money in my office and I pay $15 a month more than normal. Yeah, I think that is definitely something I have to do. It's a smart thing to do, especially before I wasn't, it wasn't a big deal because I wasn't doing it 100%, but now it's different. Yeah, exactly. So I think I definitely have to do that next. And that's fine. All right, sorry. Let me back up here. I messed up. Where was I? Oh, there it was. Okay. Let's go to this one here. So these are quick starter tutorials. I just want to see a couple of these, but I'm going to look specifically for one. Important pre-laser checklist. I already did that. Explore access for the first time. I don't need to do that. How connect? We already did that. How to use editor tools? No. Bitmap versus vector. How to work with each. That's what we want to see. So let's watch this one first. Oh, listen to that jam.
If you're new to laser processing,
wow, that is loud. Okay.
You've probably heard about bitmaps and vectors. But what's the difference? And how do you work?
100% great. Now Nord's going to insure his Pokemon cards. Dude, thanks. I'm waiting for my other card that I sent to get graded to come. Well, I mean,
with each.
See?
In this video, we'll break it down and show you what tools you can use to edit and prepare them for your laser projects.
Get down with the funky beats.
Bitmaps, also known as raster images, are made up of tiny pixels. These are great for capturing fine details, textures, and gradients, which makes them ideal for engraving. For example, if you're engraving a photo onto acrylic, creating detailed artwork on metal, or adding textured patterns to leather, bitmaps are the perfect choice.
You got that? So bitmaps are the perfect choice for engraving. Let's watch that one more time.
Engraving a photo onto acrylic, creating detailed artwork on metal, or adding textured patterns to leather, bitmaps are the perfect choice.
Okay.
However, when you zoom in or enlarge a bitmap, it can become blurry or pixelated.
No!
Because of its resolution. That's why bitmaps are best suited for engraving, not cutting.
So for engraving, not cutting. Got it.
When working with bitmaps in XCS, there are a few key adjustments you can make to prepare them for engraving. For example, you can enhance the image by adjusting brightness, contrast, or converting it to grayscale. XCS also allows you to convert the image to black and white, or adjust thresholds to make the details stand out for engraving. These simple edits can dramatically improve the quality of your final engraved design, especially when working with photos or textured patterns.
Okay. So I can just adjust my image there, make it grayscale. Grayscale probably best results? Yes, I agree.
Now, let's talk about vectors. Vectors are completely different from bitmaps. They're built using lines, curves, and shapes defined by mathematical formulas.
So vectors are definitely going to be better for cut files. Obviously, that's something that Brink has told me forever, and this is exactly the reason why. Try to have the machine try to figure out where to cut here on the bitmap. Good luck.
This means they can be resized as much as you want without losing quality, making them perfect for tasks that require precision. For example, vectors are ideal for cutting shapes out of wood, acrylic, or metal, and for engraving clean, sharp designs like logos or text.
Yeah, see, that's where even when you're engraving, like using a vector for these type of things, is not photos, is so much better.
If your project involves cutting or line engraving, vectors are the way to go.
Yeah.
Vectors offer incredible flexibility for editing. In XCS, you can adjust the paths by moving nodes.
By the way, they keep calling it XCS. They've since changed it from xtool Creative Space to xtool Studio. So that's the same software, it's just called differently.
For instance, if I draw a square or a more complex zigzag line, I can manually adjust the individual nodes. You can align nodes to the canvas or align multiple nodes with each other. You can also change the type of nodes, select one or more nodes, and adjust their type as needed.
That's some
The
Illustrator
Simplify
stuff.
tool reduces the number of nodes, making the shape smoother and easier to work with.
That's what Brink taught me before.
The Scissors tool allows you to cut out unwanted parts of a path. Once you're done editing, just click Done to exit node editing mode.
Ew.
Another great feature is the Outline tool. This lets you quickly create outlines around your shapes. You can adjust the position using the X and Y coordinates.
Wait a second.
You can also
the outline of the shape.
exit node editing mode. Another great feature is
there
the
it is.
Outline tool.
So there was no outline a second ago, but now there's an outline now.
Done to exit node editing mode. Another
See, like there's no outline, and it's great for stickers.
great feature is the Outline tool. This lets you quickly
It didn't say that it cuts paper. Like if I wanted to cut out stickers, I don't think it does that. And we'll have to see.
create outlines around your shapes.
Gee, it's almost like I know things. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, but not anymore, because you don't work at that anymore. Now you do other things. Where you're setting spawn and Star Citizen in this patch. I bet, isn't he doing Area 18 as usual? Would go Levski, but there's so much out there yet. There's not much out there yet. Okay. Yeah, if I go in, I'm doing 18. You always told me to do 18.
You can adjust the position using the X and Y coordinates. You can also modify the width, height, angle, and corner radius under the W and H settings.
You see, like up here, can we go back for 1 second? There we go. So up here on the side, on the upper right-hand corner, if you're looking over there on the other side, don't look at me. Look across the way over there. Anyways, there's a section here that shows score, engrave, and cut. And so you select which one you're doing. And I know you get to select, like this isn't showing it right now, but you get to choose your material. And each material, I think, allows you to do something different to it. I'm wondering, I do know that it does stuff on paper, like cardstock and whatnot. I'm wondering if it will cut, I'll have to double check, if it will cut sticker paper. I don't know if it won't engrave on sticker paper because it's kind of glossy, maybe. I'm not sure. Who knows? It'll probably burn it up. I'll have to double check that.
If you have multiple vector elements, some tools help manage and combine them. The Align tool makes it easy to align objects relative to the canvas or to each other. You can use the Arrange tool to change the stacking order of your designs, bringing objects forward or sending.
So it's good. This has a lot of the tools that a regular photo editing program has. So I am familiar with all of this, so I'm kind of happy that's all there. Let me move on just a little bit. Oh, look at this. Look at this piece right here.
Vectors.
You can actually cut things out. Nice. That's actually pretty cool to do when you're doing wood cuttings. Let me see. Let me go back for a second.
These are super powerful for creating custom shapes. For example, you can combine and release compound vectors.
That's crazy.
Or
That's pretty
use
neat.
other Boolean options like unite, subtract, unite at overlap, and subtract at overlap. These tools allow you to combine or subtract shapes in creative ways to make exactly the design you want. What if all you have right now is a bitmap, but you want to engrave or cut the shape?
Oh, this is good. So if you have a bitmap,
Use the trace tool to easily convert it into a vector path that is just like other vector elements.
no
Adjust the
way.
paths as needed. Now can you tell the differences? It's time to explore processing modes, an exclusive xtool feature that makes creating faster and easier. See you there.
Okay. Just like Illustrator's image trace. Exactly. Wow. I might get to a point where I don't use Photoshop anymore. Or Adobe for that matter. Okay, where are we going? This one. Processing.
In this video, we'll go through xtool's major processing modes and their applicable scenarios. Flat surface processing mode is perfect for smooth flat materials like wood boards or acrylic sheets.
Okay, hold on a second. Oh, well, this is a different machine. There is a machine that they have, which is the one I considered getting. Let me find it real quick. This is, I believe it's the M1. Let me look. Products. Give me 1 second. I'm going to find it. I think it's the, is it the M1? What the hell is it? I'm trying to look for all the machines. I think it's this one. Yes. I believe this is it. It's the M1 Ultra. Now, it's not expensive. This actually is you know, doable. What's cool about this is that it actually does all of these things. Can we make this big for a second? I want you to see this. So this machine, it does inkjet printing. It does drawing and writing, foiling, laser engraving, rotary cuts, debossing, laser cutting, fine point cut, and deep cut. This is basically a Cricut on steroids. And it's about $1,000. And originally I was thinking of getting this machine only because of the fact that it does everything. But it does not do like metal engraving. I don't think it did it well or well enough. And so that's where I was like, I don't know, maybe not. So that's kind of why I was against it. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is if you look at what's going on here, this is wood and this is inkjet printed first. And I'm pretty sure this is the machine that I'm thinking. But so what they did was they first printed out in inkjet or drew it, whatever, the actual little houses. and then it went around and cut them out. That is so freaking cool. Yep.
Or acrylic sheets. You can choose between slats or honeycomb panels, depending on your material
Those honeycomb panels scare the crap out of me. I have the stack one, the other one.
and processing needs. Conveyor processing mode makes handling larger projects or repetitive tasks much easier, improving efficiency for bigger jobs. Roller processing mode is ideal for engraving regular cylindrical objects.
I want to get that later. You can put a cup on there or a tumbler, and it will rotate it as it does the entire thing.
Such as bottles or
That's
tumblers.
about 200, 249.
Chuck processing mode works perfectly for irregular cylindrical objects, like mugs with handles. This mode also allows 360-degree engraving, making
That's freaking cool.
it great for items like ornaments or other fully round objects. Curved surface processing mode is designed for smooth, curved surfaces, such as the
This right here is one of the other selling points. The fact that you can do on a curved outside, but also inside of a bowl or a platter, anything like that. You can actually, it doesn't matter. It's so freaking, that made a lot of sense to me.
outer surface of a vase. Additionally, blade cutting and inkjet printing are exclusive to the M series machines.
Yeah, see.
While
The only
the
problem with those is that you have to buy, like, that ink obviously runs out, so you have to buy some ink. I wanted something I didn't need to replace. The only thing I need to replace is filters, and I have some extra filters that comes with it. Oops, sorry. Hey, that's Brinks right there.
While the embossment mode is unique to the F1 Ultra model. Embossment mode allows you to create stunning relief engravings on
I'm looking forward to doing that. I want to get some brass coins and do those.
materials like wood, metal, and stone. This table shows the specific processing modes supported by
So this is before the F2 came out, but this is the M1 that I was looking at. There's the M1 Ultra. Process, screen preparation, whatever.
each machine. Feel free to take a screenshot of it so that you are clear about what process.
Let's see, blade cut. See, the M1 does the blade cut, print and blade cuts, foil transfer tip, pen drawing, inkjet printing. If there was another one that I would purchase, like low end, it would be the M1 Ultra, because it does like everything arts and craft related. That is pretty neat. What's cool about it is that you can actually create something with it here and then drop it into the other one for engraving, whatever. That is pretty neat.
Processing modes every model provides. If you're unsure how to use these features, simply click the device manual icon next to your machine in the Use with XCS section below. You'll find step-by-step instructions to guide you.
Oh, nice.
Now that you know processing modes, you'll still need to set the right parameter.
Okay, we're gonna look at parameters next, but I
In
want
the
to
next
take a
video,
look at that
we'll
tool.
explain what each parameter means. See.
Okay, we're gonna look at that in a moment. But first, where's my X tool? It still gives me the same user guide. I'm trying to see if it gives me device settings, project tutorial. Oh, no. I don't want that one. Skip, get me out of there. Skip. Okay. So they don't have that. All right, let's see this next one. Got the processing materials, parameters. What's next after that? How to get the best parameters? Okay. Parameters is important. Let's let's do that.
Once you're done with the processing mode, the
Hold on.
next step is to teach your laser machine how to execute. To do this, you'll need to get familiar with the parameter management panel on the right. Select your design and define the processing method first. If you are using vectors, you'll need to understand these 3 different processing types: score, cut, and engrave.
Okay.
Score mode follows the path of your vector object, creating clean, sharp outlines without any
Okay, so this does just the outlines. So scoring.
internal fill, perfect for outlines and details. Engrave mode fills the entire surface of your object with parallel lines, creating a solid design.
Okay, wait. So engraving, are these the parts that are raised up? Yes. And everything else is cut down? Or vice versa? I think it's that way. So like the word cat will be raised up. Yes. We'll have to test it. Where the hell are my freaking samples?
Cut mode takes it further by cutting all the way through the material along the vector path, making it ideal for shapes and precise designs.
Okay, so what does it cut? So it's cutting each individual one. I'd have to see how that works. It all depends on the file.
If
I
you
wish it would show, like, maybe it's going to do it now, but I want to see, like, okay, this is the setting. This is what it's going to look like. That way I can see the before and after. I can see the file, and then I can see the actual physical product.
working with a bitmap, engraving is the only processing method.
Got it.
In the panel below, you can either load saved parameters or use EasySet. We'll cover this part in the parameter setup tutorial. Let's take a look at a few key factors in laser processing. Laser type. If you're using the S, P, or M series, you won't see an option here since they use a combined light source. Blue light lasers have a shorter wavelength, making them ideal for processing non-metal materials like wood, acrylic, and leather.
Blue light, wood, acrylic, and leather. Not going to be doing leather right now. I'll probably be doing more wood than anything else. Acrylic becomes expensive.
Fiber infrared lasers have a longer wavelength and greater penetration power, which makes them perfect for working on metals.
Ah, so the fiber IR is going to be for the metals.
If you're using F1, the infrared laser will be shown here, which also works great on metals. Let's move on to the major parameters. Dot duration controls how long the laser stays on one spot. Longer duration means deeper engraving, but too long can cause overheating.
Wow. So the dot duration, 200. This is 200. This is 1,000. It's going to cause some burning. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Engraving, but too long can cause overheating or burning. Laser power determines the intensity of the laser. When engraving bitmaps, the stronger the power, the darker and deeper the engraving becomes.
Okay.
DPI controls engraving detail. Higher DPI gives more detail but takes longer.
Okay. But this is for a bitmap, though.
For vector designs, processing parameters
I don't think I'll be doing bitmaps, but it's good to know if I'm going to do a photograph. That would be the way I would do it. And finding the ideal settings are important. You always want to use greater penetration power. You know, that's what I'm told. It's all about the penetration power. It's nope. If it doesn't, yeah, that's 100% accurate. Ask anybody.
may be slightly different. The higher the power, the better the laser penetrates the material.
You hear that? See how the power, the better the penetration. So that's 30%. This is 100%. Is it bad to use 100% though?
The higher the power, the better the laser penetrates the material, especially the thick ones. Speed determines how fast the laser head moves. Faster speeds are great for shallow engraving or quick cuts, while slower speeds allow deeper engraving, but increase the risk of burning.
Ah, you see, that's where you don't want to do that. You don't want to do the crazy speeds.
Increase the risk of burning. We've compiled the other parameters into this table with their definitions and quick takeaways.
Okay, vector. I've seen bitmaps and vectors. Vectors, how fast the laser head moves. So they have everything written down here. I'm sure this is available to me. Lots of information.
Feel free to take a screenshot.
I will be making a lot of like freaking notes in a notebook and going through it until a little sticky notes around until I get used to
We'll
everything.
also offer advanced courses in
I wish I could
the
pause it
future
and read
to
that.
help you master each. Can you read the panel now? Great. Next, we'll show you how to set them smartly and easily. See you there.
Okay, I think this is the part where it's going to show you the profiles that it has set up.
Setting material
Never start with a
parameters can
jackhammer.
sometimes feel like a time-consuming and frustrating process. But don't worry, we've got 2 recommended methods to help you solve this problem. If you're using xtool selected materials or similar, EasySet automatically applies the best parameters. First, select the element you want to process and click the User-Defined Materials button in the top right corner.
I don't think I have that. Oh yeah. Okay, so it's a different. It looks different here. So this is where you would select the material. So let's say, for example, if I used the wood. Interesting.
In the pop-up, choose your material. You'll see 2 options: popular for common materials and recommended for the latest ones. If you can't find the material, click the Material Library button in the bottom left to access over 540 materials, covering almost all xtool selected options. Once you've found your material, confirm your machine type and processing mode, then click Open in XCS to load the settings. The parameters will appear on the right-hand side. Select your processing mode, like Engrave.
See, it's different in mine because I don't have that. So let's try something for a second. Hold on. I need to do this. See, like when you do this, like let's say I'm gonna choose this black metal card here, right? Hold on. Okay. So I'm going to choose that one, right? And that's going to put that there. It doesn't give me these at all. I would have to do auto measure. Okay. And so what this just did was it went ahead and took a, I don't know why it has a, oh, I think I got to turn off that light. Anyways, there it is there. So now I'm seeing the view of it. But where is the, we have to now put the image in. So we have to find our image. Oh, that's because we haven't even put our image in first. Now I get it. All right, so just out of curiosity, I want to see something. What if I did, let me find this file for a second. I'm curious now to see if I can do this. Let me branding, logos. Cha 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 cha. Sorry, I'm looking for the right one. Black silhouette logo. Is it this one? The image is larger, scale to fit. Okay, so this is my picture. Got it. Okay, I gotta adjust my picture. The question is, what is it gonna do? So, all right. So now I have it in there. It's doing engraving or C engraving. Click to learn to start your color engraving journey. Oh, that's color engraving. Okay, no, I don't want to do that. So regular engraving. So it automatically puts what I need. So let me make this bigger for a second. I'm gonna close this out. And so right now it says blue light duration. Everything's set up the way it's supposed to be. Kiddo is full Christmas break mode. Asked him what he wanted for lunch. Belgian waffles with bacon on top. Nice. So is this ready to go if I just drop this in there? Okay, so this is pretty much, we're gonna try it, man. See what happens. I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen here, but this will tell me. And then what we'll do is we'll reverse it if we have to. But I don't think I need to change this. This is a PNG. So it's engraving, it's that, it's ready to go. Here's the power already set up. I'm not changing any of these. Bitmap mode Jarvis. I don't know what that is. Bidirectional. We'll leave it alone. So I'm going to turn on as soon as I turn it on. All right, so I'm going to go process. Using a dark color material to get the best results. Remember that. Okay, so invert. So I should invert. So now how do I go back? So go back. So it's telling me to invert my colors. So got it. Back. So take this, edit. Let me get me out of the way so you guys can see this. How do I invert them here? Is it color separation? No. Ah, undo. Okay. It didn't tell me how to do this. Oh, oh. Give me a second. I'm figuring this out. I don't want it in a color. Let's start again. Delete. Okay, let's throw it in there again. Scale to fit. That looks centered to me. Where's the? There's no. I'm looking for the invert, but I don't see it. Found it. Okay. Okay, so it's doing that. That's what it's doing. All right, got it. All right. So I'm not. I'm going to leave defaults. I'll make it a little smaller. Okay, let's do that. I found it. Okay. So now process. Okay, it's good to go. I'm going to press, it's going to take 10 seconds, guys. I'm going to press start, and then I'm going to go over to FoCam view and turn on this. Okay, here we go. Ready? I'm gonna go press the button. Before I sit down, it's gonna be done. Okay, I ran. Okay, it's done. So hit finished. Let's go check it out. Okay, so again, I didn't do it very dark. That is pretty neat, though. It's like I mean, I could have done it brighter. Let me see. Hold on. I'm trying to. Let me do it on the other camera. Hold on. Switch over to the other camera. So it looks good, right? That's pretty neat. So that worked out. Okay, so now we're gonna try something on the other side. So I didn't do it very, like I said, you can see it well there. It's kind of, it's definitely lighter. So we're gonna try. I mean, it could be, but I'm just, this is just an example for me. I'm just doing a sample. So we're gonna try something else. Hold on, let's go back to where is it? Desktop one. Okay, we're gonna go back here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get rid of this. We could have made it brighter, but that, so basically that made it into. You see how, like, I thought it would be all white, but it's not. So it did the outline because it does the engraving, which is fine. I didn't want it white. I wanted it to come out like the way it came out. So let's try something else. I have another one. Let's go to, see if I can find this one. All right, so this one, let's try this. So I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to put this here, scale to fit. Let me flip this card around. We're going to do it on the back side of this one. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and let it measure out. Okay, so this is showing us the card again. We're going to how do we do this? Edit? Yeah, edit. And do adjustments. We're going to grayscale it. No, should we? Yeah, we're going to grayscale it. Let me see invert for a second. No, I don't think I'm trying to figure out if I want it inverted. Yeah, we want it in. We're going to do it inverted. Okay, so we're going to do it that way. Because if I'm correct, I'm trying to remember this. Let me look. I'm guessing that it's going to not do any of the white. It's going to do all of the dark, right? That's what it should do. So let's do that. This is, I'm going to test it. This is what I'm thinking. Oh, can I do a preview? What's a preview? Oh, why is it broken? Okay, so it's weird, but it's broken areas. Let me see. What if we didn't do the, let's see if we can change it. Edit, adjustments. We don't invert it, what do we get? Oh, it says not supported. Unsupported. I get it. Okay, yes. So see, it has to be inverted. Got it. Okay. By the way, the preview is in beta form. So let's go back. Let's edit. Let's go ahead and do adjustments. We're going to invert. What if we didn't grayscale it? What happens then? Let's do a preview. I don't think it matters, but we're still gonna grayscale it. Okay, let's do that. Um, so it needs to be grayscale. I hit auto adjust. Why didn't it grayscale it? Undo. Undo. Okay, something went wrong. That's not grayscale. Oh, that's not invert. Huh. Preview. Something's missing. Like I know something's gonna be missing of it. Let's see. Because the thing is, there's a gradient on this one, so it's gonna be missing some of the pieces. I wonder if I can. It's because there's a gradient on it, which should be okay. For science, we're gonna run it. It's either this one or hold on. I'm either gonna do this one. I might not do this one because there is a gradient on it, so it's definitely gonna lose some of it. But it might be okay. It's not a big deal if it does. Screw it. Let's do it. Right. Let's do it for science. All right. Let's go ahead and process. So I'm gonna process, and I'm gonna go over to. Okay. Here we go. Ready? Okay. I gotta press the ready button. It's doing it. It's 30. It says 30 seconds. Okay, it's done. I think it came out good. Obviously, you can't see it because, well, I can show it to you either way. I just showed it to you on the camera, but that's not bad, man. It came out pretty good. Even with the gradient, it still looks good. Where are my glasses? Yeah, that looks really good, actually. Actually, they both look good. So that's default. Good job. I've been playing Star Citizen for 30 minutes and still downloading shaders. Oh my gosh. Sorry, bro. Um, so obviously, I'd have to work on the design because if I look at this versus the example that they said, which was from an actual vector, there is a difference. So the template on the one that says Nordwolf, that one was from a template that was basically just a vector design, and then the other one was from a PNG. It's not terrible. I got to be honest. It's I'm trying to make it so you can see both of them. Yeah, but that's pretty good. Okay. Yeah, I kind of like that. So as soon as I get my materials, I'm gonna be running a bunch of tests. So it looks good. Resource hog. Star Citizen says, "Hold my beer." Nice. That's pretty neat. I hate that this is black because it's so like any tool going to take some time to learn and refine. Exactly. Yeah. And I'm just doing this little stuff to kind of get used to it. But I hate these black cards. Like they leave so many fingerprints. But that's pretty snazzy. Hey, here's my card. That's my business card. And on the back would be a QR code, but it's not there. This is the other one. Hey, focus. Focus, stupid. Okay, it's not focusing. Now that you have that machine, when will my personalized D&D ale horn be arriving? Yeah, I gotta get the right the right cup for you. You think it's not too far from the truth, my friend. I really am happy with that. That looks really good. Now what's cool is that I could now put this back in there, and let's say that I wanted to put uh like some words on the side or something, I could just add to it, and then it would fill in the spaces on the side. So that's pretty cool. Website, phone number, whatever. Yeah, and these lines from the Northwood prints, those are really thin lines, and it did a great job with them. That's pretty neat. I can't wait to. I'll show those to my wife in a moment. Yeah, so that would be the next approach is to find D&D stuff that I can do. So I can close this out now. I want to do the wood, but not yet. I'm not ready. I'm not ready to take that leap yet. Do they have D&D designs? That would be great. Let me get rid of this. Okay. I guess we can close this one out. Discard. Let's see if I can find any D&D stuff. That would be interesting. So let me go back to here. Go to Oh my gosh. They have D&D stuff. Oh my gosh. Do you have some D&D? It's not ready made? Nice. Oh my gosh. Look at this. That's a PNG. What's this? Damage tokens. Nice. Hold on. This is kind of it's too big. Let me put this on this one over here. This is actually better to see. There we go. That's probably better. D&D. What's this? Spell card shatter. Nice. Wow. That's a keychain. How did you not go straight for D&D stuff first? I didn't think they had templates. I should have. Oh my gosh. Look at these. We could do little metal ones. Oh, those are so cute. Damn it. That's cool. See, I can do that. See, we can do that. That's a laser cut design. So we would do the 3 different pieces of wood on that, and it would cut out each of the pieces, and then we paint them, and then we put them together. That is really cool, actually. I'd do one with a wolf on it. Here's another one. That is pretty neat. What's this? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You look at this. Is that a box? What's in the box? Dice box. I don't think I can do that on mine though. I wonder. I'll have to test that out. What's this? Shilling. Nice. Let me see. Tabletop Player's Notebook. Wow. That is pretty awesome. That's a craft project. There's some crazy stuff, man. Oh, look at that. It comes broken up like that and you put it together. It's a box. It's a box. Oh, dice roller. Jeez. Let me see what else I can find. Yeah, I bet there is a bunch of D&D stuff. I gotta look around. There's coasters for the slate coasters. I gotta buy those. Those are really cool. I want to offer slate coasters for sure. I just need to figure out how heavy they are, because shipping them is gonna cost some money. That's actually a cool design. I like this idea, man. Man, that looks good. Yeah, that's pretty neat. Okay, let me see if I can find. I don't think they'll have D&D elements, would they? Nah, they would. How about dragons? They have a couple of dragons, but nothing great. Okay. Let's look for. Tabletops. Nice. Ooh, do they have anything with an orc? Let's see. So, okay, so this is a bad example because they were supposed to make this go longer or deeper, because oh, that sounded gross. Because this is what it's supposed to look like, and you can get it that way with the right settings. This was okay. Here's the difference. This was done on a F1. Even though it was the F1 Ultra, it should have been come out better because that's right there is missing all of the inside. I think it's the settings. They should have done the settings like more contrast or something. Oh, this one's for sale, $2.99. I don't think I don't think the settings are right for this one. I would make my own. Oh, look, there's another one here. Look at that. Wait, is that ceramic? No, tell me that's not ceramic. Hold on, hold on. Oh, that's a coaster. What kind of coaster is that? A very basic design for making drink coasters is an easy project. Bro, I've been trying to figure out how to use if I can use this on ceramic, that would be so awesome. Do you understand that I can just buy my own ceramic ornaments now and make them myself? I'm Does it do work on ceramic? Now we got to find out. Does the F2 engrave on ceramic ornament on ceramic ornaments? I think it does because it does it on mugs. Okay, ceramics one of the earliest materials used by humans. Blah 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 blah. Clay pots. Today is a summer material. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. There we go. So shit. I keep pressing on the wrong thing. I hate these. I think that it is possible. There are two routes to perform. Wait. Laser engraving does not involve any physical contact with the ceramic piece, which prevents material from breaking and wearing out due to mechanical stress. The result is a beautifully engraved, smooth surface with detailed graphics, text, or patterns. There are two routes to perform laser engraving on ceramic. One method is directly engraving the ceramic without any coating or marking paper. In this method, the laser chisels away the top glaze, leaving behind a mark on the tile. The mark needs to be colored or sealed with varnish. However, since the glazing gets removed, the ceramic object no longer remains fully waterproof. There are no perfect. Let me see. Laser engraving machines. Okay, so the CO2 or the diode laser technology. Oh, cool. So mine will do this. Common ceramic objects suitable for laser engraving includes tiles, mugs, and plates. Choose based on your project's needs. I know you can do it on mugs, so that's freaking awesome. Scum has a new Twitch drop. Oh, crap. Marking sheet. Oh. Oh. That's one way of doing it. I don't think you need to do that, though. Laser engraved ceramic coasters. Yeah, this is the way to go. I totally can do it. Look, see? Yes. Oh, we're totally doing this. Ceramic paintings. How is this done? That is pretty neat too. Pretty awesome. That means that I can totally do this style. I can do something like this on it. That is awesome. Good to know. All right, let me see what else I got. Nice. Cheese coasters galore. This is pretty freaking awesome. And I'm pretty sure. Oh, this is for the big one though. I always got to make sure that my machine can do it. All right. So we did learn a lot today. We tried it out. It worked. What time is it? Ah, shit, 2:30. Okay. Nice. I think we did well. Scum has drops today. All right. Well, you better get going. You better go watch those Scum videos if you plan on playing Scum and you need them drops. What are the drops? I'm curious. Now I want to go see them. Twitch.tv. Obviously, Ray Kid is always playing. Make sure his volume is off. View details. Oh, come on. This is really the drops, bro. Hold on a second. These are the drops right here. The bird camo backpack. The bird camo hat. The bird camo jacket. I mean, this is the same stuff. The bird camo pants. Don't we already have this? Oh, wow. That's a joke, man. That is a joke. So many possibilities for this stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Let me see. What else? Let me go back to this. Did I finish this video?
And choose your desired result.
Oh, that's right. So this is the other thing. You could actually choose, even though in mine wasn't that way. I did not see that. I need to set that up.
Will automatically apply the settings.
That is pretty cool, though. You can choose like the design style,
But
like how you want it to
tweak them
process.
if needed. Even if you're not using xtool selected materials, you can still pick a similar material in EasySet as a reference. But if you're working with materials that aren't in the library, that's where the material test array comes in. This feature generates a test array based on your design, whether it's a vector or bitmap file, letting you quickly see how different parameters affect the final result. Here's how it works. Import your design, set the starting processing type and parameters. Then select the design and click Applications.
Oh.
Click Material Test Array. Adjust power and speed if needed, then click Done to generate the array.
Oh, wow.
The array shows evenly spaced parameter variations.
Oh, so this actually will. Oh, this is a test. So you can actually print this as a test out to see what it comes out. And then you choose the setting. That is freaking
Helping you
smart.
choose the best settings for your material. You can ungroup elements to tweak them individually if needed. Let's go over how to create and save custom parameters. First, set the parameters for your object.
All right, this is more learning. I'll do this in a moment. I'm gonna go out of here because this is pretty much just showing you how to make your objects, latest object. Once I'm done with that, design your project software. Okay, this is all fine for me to do on my own. Let me check. There was one more video I was gonna watch. Two. Lost my video. Never mind. I lost the video. But one more thing I will show you. So I know that we have mixed feelings about Creative Fabrica, but there are tons of things on there as well, including puzzles, which I think I was looking at these puzzles. I was like, the puzzle cuts are freaking awesome because you can actually add an image on it and then create a puzzle of it. But the only thing is that it won't be in color. So I have to figure out a way of getting it right. I don't know how we do that. See, that's where I don't know if it'll do color on wood. It doesn't do it. It only does it on metal. But the cutouts are great. There's got to be a project to do it that way. These are cool too, little shadow boxes. They got a lot of stuff, man. This is all different stuff though. You thought it was a paint? No, it's clothes on Scum Drops. Anyways, oh, sorry, wrong screen. Okay, guys, I think I'm gonna take off. I gotta go eat some lunch, and maybe later on we can come back with a game stream. But thanks for working through this with me, and we did one example which I'm happy about. It came out really well, so kind of happy about that. Step in the right direction. So I will. I'll probably be back later for like a game stream just for fun. I've been playing World of Warcraft, so it's probably going to be that. I have to do some leveling, so we got to do that. So, anyways, have a good one. I got a couple of phone calls to make, and I'll let you know what the insurance company says. Hopefully, it's not going to be a dramatic increase. Like Heidi says, she doesn't think it will be good, but I will be back to report on that. And as soon as I have my samples, we're going to run some more designs, and we're going to pick some designs that we're actually going to use to put out there. Sounds good. Sounds good. All right, guys. Take care. Have a great day. Do something fun. Get outdoors and breathe some fresh air. Don't get sick. Touch some grass. All the fun stuff. Till next time. I'm out. Peace.